I'm chilling in my bed. You can keep going.
I don't know. That like I could just mumble the rest kind of. Did you see the eclipse?
I didn't actually.
You did not?
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I genuinely was like, oh, all my things are working. That sucks. I guess I'll just be a normie and just do this.
Yeah, man.
That sucks. I wanted to like press the buttons
Why are
and
we
look
both
really cool.
black? One of us has to change.
I'm not changing.
I'm not. It's your house.
That's crazy. I didn't. That doesn't matter. Do I look disheveled? I really do look like I rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
Because I did. I just rolled out of bed.
This fucking part of my hair. Are we live?
Yeah, we are.
Oh fuck.
Why? Why are you?
Because we're just like so vain right now. We're like, oh, how's my hair?
Yeah, we want to look.
Your hair actually is styled pretty well.
Is it? It looks like shit on the camera.
Nah, mine's fucking.
You're insane.
A disheveled goblin. At least it's better than my long hair. I was rocking them a little too long. And I was like, eh.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hi, JJ.
Thanks. Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Welcome to the stream, everybody. Today's going to be probably a bit of a long one because we got a lot of things to talk about. Mainly our 3x3 manga, and of course JJ needs to talk about his dumb little gay lizard. So yeah, guys, welcome to today's stream. We hope you guys enjoy it. New videos should be coming out this week by hopefully Sunday night, the latest, Friday the earliest, and it'll be my video. It is called as a relapsed Destiny player, I'm still not convinced. So if you know anything about Destiny,
the game.
Yeah, not the not the fucking streamer. I've never watched Destiny. I'm like not even. I've never watched them. But yeah. So before we start though, oh, you called this garbage take, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't know what else to. Oh fuck! It would have been
good. Anime on the rocks, dude.
Oh, dude, and we have alcohol too. God.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Oh, it's because we so rarely talk about. Well, this isn't even the anime. It should be called manga on the rocks.
I can edit the title.
Okay,
right now.
let's edit the title. Big bozo move. Big brain move
on the rocks. Live.
You put in JJ as an idiot. No, don't. Excuse me, I have cancer.
That's crazy. I can't believe you did that.
God, shut up.
That's crazy.
I'm the one who prepared the fucking stream.
JJ,
I'm the one putting in the work.
JJ, I prepared our streams for like months straight. What are you?
No. Oh, I prepared stream. Shut up, dude.
You act like that's not true though.
It's not. I'm the captain of this ship.
Okay, I want to make sure it updated. Anime on the Rocks live.
JJ, big bozo moment.
Truly, big brain moment. Big brain moment.
Big brain. Yeah. So I was sick last week. I'm slowly recovering. I've pretty much recovered. It's just now I got mucus in my throat every once in a while, and it's great. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So JJ, for the first time in a long time, we actually have. So for those that may not know, Anime on the Rocks is supposed to be kind of a thing between anime and alcohol. You know how you say like, I want that on the rocks? Well, today we finally have alcohol. And I got special alcohol. It's from Avery's Brewing Company in New Britain, Connecticut. And we got ourselves the Crunchy Roll. It is a rice beer. You ever had a rice beer before?
Wait, did he one time have Japanese beer?
I did.
Yeah. Isn't that all made out of rice?
Yes, it's also made out of rice. My brother tried this, and he's not a big beer drinker, and he said it was awesome.
Okay.
So I like it. It's my go-to whenever I go to the brewery. Just because also they have just darker beers, and I'm not a big dark beer guy. You don't like my cup?
I'm gonna just drink from the can. Yeah. I thought it was class.
It is not.
Listen, I'm very picky when it comes to the alcohol.
Just gotta make sure I get a nice healthy foam.
You gotta show the camera what they're doing. That's a good amount of foam. It's not too. It's getting a little bit too much. You're doing all right. I remember.
Look at that, guys.
So I when I was just a little tangent. Like this isn't going to be long enough. But when I was a kid, my dad's like so. One of my dad's friends, we used to always go to their 4th of July party. And they had keggers, right?
Yeah.
So then my dad's like, "Hey, can you give me your beer, son?" Me not knowing anything about how to pour beer, I just go straight up, and it's literally like 80% foam, like almost only like this much alcohol, and like the rest is foam. He's like, "Let me show you something." And he's like, "Here's how you do it." So now, like engraved in my head, I know because me and my dad, we're anti-foam. I like a little foam on top. Obviously, you're gonna get a little, but for the most part, no foam. I want it. I want it all. I'm the type like to ask for like either little or no ice with soda because like they just fucking like, hey, here's some fucking ice and here's soda. That'll be $3 for 25 cents worth of soda. So like I want to fill that shit up as much as possible with alcohol, because I am Irish,
AKA an alcoholic.
an alcoholic.
So why don't you try it? Let's try this.
Oh yeah, cheers. Like.
Get another sip in there.
Mm-hmm.
A little taste. Swish it around. Swirl it around your tongue.
It's good. What is it? It's beer or is it?
It's beer. It's a lager.
It's beer. It's a lager. Oh, okay. I was just about to ask if it was a lager.
Yeah.
This is very good.
Avery's has some really not Avery's.
And it's not too high in alcohol. It's only 4%. It's pretty good. So you can knock a couple down.
Yeah, I can have like 5 of these. I literally do. I have like 8 in my fridge right now.
Nice.
Because originally I bought them for my brother, and then he's like, "I don't actually want it," and I was like, "You motherfucker!" and
well, if you invite JJ, he's gonna
down all of them.
Yeah.
So here's the crime about going to a brewery. You've been to breweries, right? Yeah, exactly. You have you bought them to go? Is the
sky blue?
Have you bought them to go, like drinks to go?
Yeah, every once in a while.
It is a crime that 4 of these are $8.
That's fucking good.
And then one of them, like in a glass, is fucking $5.
Yeah, no,
it's a crime. It's a crime.
It's kind of like I know you don't like. The only way to drink IPA is down the drain if you're a pussy.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But like, there's this one IPA called Baby Kittens, which I fucking love. And a lot of the times when you're buying them from liquor stores, they could go from like $20 to $24 for a 4-pack of Tall Boys. Baby Kittens, $10. I'm like, beautiful. I could buy 2 of these for the price of fucking 1. And it's not like, oh, you get way paid for it. They're like quality. It's a quality drink. It's really good. I love Baby Kittens.
I'm not a big fan of IPAs, man. They're not that good.
I know. No, they are. But it's okay.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No.
They're good. Well, okay, all right. So there are some where it's like, fuck you, this is an IPA, eat my dick, we're not even going to try. And it's like, all right, well, this tastes like fucking gasoline. And then there are some where they actually try to add a little bit of flavor. And then I like a really smooth IPA. So that's just my kind of thing. It's been a while since we talked about drinks on this fucking show.
Yeah, because we haven't had actual.
Yeah.
We just like grab a beer out of my fridge.
Right. Yeah. That's probably like from the bag from 3 months ago.
Like I actually went out to buy this because I was like, I knew JJ would matches our theme.
Yeah.
Anime on the rocks.
Weebs.
And B, I know he likes beer. I know he'd like it. It's gonna be at my. We're gonna try to buy a bunch of these for my Jack and Jill too. So
nice.
Be prepared for that. We're gonna get like a bunch of beer for that.
What's Jack and Jill again?
My bridal party.
Don't you mean your bachelor party?
No. So a Jack and Jill is like the like a bridal.
Oh, like so instead of having them separate, you have them together.
Like a bridal shower.
Yeah.
Where all the women get together and they fucking do women things.
Mm-hmm.
It's now everybody.
So no bachelor party. You just combine them all in one.
Well, we're doing okay. So do you know what a bridal shower is?
Not really.
So the bridal shower is where the bride and all the women in the of the women that are going to the party. So that's aunts, nieces,
Mm-hmm.
cousins,
Mm-hmm.
friends, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All the women go to a catering hall or something, or a restaurant, or a
Mm-hmm.
house, and they all do women stuff. Like they give like
Cook, clean.
yeah, yeah. They like
That's
give
a joke.
it's typically where like you give the gifts for the party, you give the gifts to the bride and the groom.
Mm-hmm.
There might be specific gifts for the bride.
Mm.
But my fiance wanted to do it where instead of it's just the women, she wanted
We're all in this together.
the
kind of
men.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got you.
So
Cool.
it's gonna be a big party we're having that everyone will be invited to, including
Nice.
yourself. And we will be buying a shit ton of this beer
Nice.
and a shit ton of this beer called. It's not a beer. It's a hard soda called You've heard of Avery's?
Sounds familiar.
Avery's. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah. Look up an image for me. I know down east. My girlfriend likes down east, and she doesn't drink a lot.
Hey, Dad.
Hello.
Hey, what you guys?
So
Oh, I think I have seen this around.
here I'll pull it up
Yeah.
on here. So this is Avery's soda, and they're really good.
Yeah.
But they collaborate with Alvarium, and they make hard soda,
Oh, cool.
and it just tastes like soda.
Oh, that's
but
like,
it's
that's gonna be
poison.
fun and dangerous.
It's poison. it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to my friend about it when we went to the brewery, and he'd never tried it before,
Mhm.
and he was like, "This could kill a man."
Yeah,
This could
it
kill a
kill a
man.
lot of people.
Because like it doesn't taste.
That's why I like the like with the root beer. I like Not Your Father's root beer because it's clearly alcohol, but like you can still taste the root beer in it.
Nah, I don't like that.
I like that stuff.
I did not like that. At
I like
root beer.
that
That
stuff.
was bad. I got that at ShopRite. That was
No,
one of the
it's-
first. After I became of age, it was the
21,
first.
yeah.
It was the first drinks I bought, and I was like,
Nah, I love them.
like right up there also with the Arnold Palmers, dude.
The Arnold Palmer ones are sick. I
No,
love
they're
them.
so bad.
I think it's just because you're a pussy, but it's okay.
All right, Mr. Pussy Man. Let's talk about your dumb little lizard.
Dude, this is the dumbest movie. I love it. I fucking loved every second of it. So I went to go see this with my girlfriend, because I recently was not sick anymore. I was like,
Pray for the survivor.
I want to go see Godzilla, and she's like, all right, let's go. So we go, and so plot
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, or they do the thing where they try to explain the science of it, where it's like, okay, so basically there's this, so spoilers, there's this underground society in the Hollow Earth, and like, you know how like the Hollow, or have you seen the movie?
Yes.
Okay, you know how like sometimes they flip gravity and stuff like
Yes.
that, and the people there, like they move rocks around and stuff, and then that's what like balances their gravity and stuff,
Okay.
and they just say that. They don't like explain how that works scientifically. They're just like, yeah, they move the fucking rocks, and it just listen. We're not monkey, and everyone's like monkey, and this is very much a King Kong movie, which I was a little disappointed in. Like they focus on King Kong a lot more than like basically Godzilla is merely a cameo here. At some points, it's like, oh, what's Godzilla doing? Oh, he's fighting this monster to charge up his Kaioken.
It's Kaioken.
Literally, the pink form is one of the designers was like, yeah, it's based on Goku's Kaioken. And I was like, that's kind of raw. That's kind of sweet.
That's crazy. That's insane.
It's the movies are insane. Like basically, so how King Kong gets his glove, right?
Dude, I saw that glove in the
so-
trailer, and I was like,
Yeah,
that shit looks so
awesome. It's
goofy.
so fucking cool. Listen, you know how you're like, no, like the Transformer movies are good, and I'm like,
Yes.
those are just trash.
Yes, I know.
This is mine.
I know.
What was I going on
Like,
about?
look at
Oh yeah,
that
the glove.
glove.
Okay,
That shit's
so
so
the like white little Godzilla thing that like I don't know, I don't remember its name, but it's like a mini Godzilla, and it shoots ice from its breath. It got Kong saying Kong has frostbite, so they're like, oh, do you remember that program that we shut down? And they're like, we can't. It's like, but we gotta. So they developed like a glove for Titans in order to enhance their abilities. So they put on the glove, and it's like, okay, it's just a robot glove. And they're like, yeah, when we got medicine in the glove to shoot into it. It's like, so they knew Kong was going to get frostbite at one point? Like, how does that? And they're just like, fuck you. Stop asking. Monkey. It's like, oh, the whole movie is that. It's just like, wait, but how does this work? It's like, monkey fight now. It's like, monkey does fight. Monkey does fight. And that's the entire movie. And Godzilla is basically like, all right, I got to charge up my radiation. He said like the movie for only like 10 minutes or something like that. You combine screen time, but that when they're both on screen and fighting Scar and stuff like that, it's really cool.
The main
It's just
villain
like, don't
monkey is
take it
called
seriously.
Scar.
Scar, yeah, dude, he's got the anime. He does this anime pose where it's like, do you have like a knife equivalent? So he's got this knife that controls.
Get as far back as you can.
Okay.
Get as far back as you can so we can see you.
I think you can at least see my body.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Talk a little loud.
So like, I'm dead ass. He does a JoJo pose. Okay, so he's got this crystal that controls the ice Godzilla thing, and he goes like this, like a cool ass JoJo pose. Like if you saw footage of it, you'd be like, "That's a JoJo pose." And he's just like, because he's more lengthy. He's not muscle. He's more length, so he's a lot faster and stuff like that. And it was cool. And it's kind of cool how like with the Kong scenes, it wasn't always like humans like, "Oh, this is what Kong is thinking." Like they actually like do a good job when it's just the monsters on screen because they don't talk, like conveying like what's going on and stuff like that without like a human explaining it. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. And the baby Kong didn't even bother me that much. There's one part, oh my god. So like there's a bunch of other evil monkeys surrounding Kong and the little baby. So he takes the baby and it hits and hits the people with the other monkeys with the baby. He just goes, bah, bah, with the like, that's what this movie is. It's just fucking stupid and fun. And you just, because Godzilla movies and Kong movies can be either taking itself very seriously, like Godzilla Minus One takes itself very fucking seriously. It's fucking depressing. But like the Legendary Pictures have gone into Showa era stuff, which is like the early Godzilla stuff, where it's like, listen, fuck it, we're just gonna throw everything at the wall, low budget. It's just whatever. And like you could tell with like the green screen stuff when there's actually actors, like it looks pretty bad, but you're like, fuck it, it's a low budget fucking creature flick. Yeah, like if I had to rate this as a movie, like maybe a 4, but like as a Godzilla Kong movie, I'd say it's a solid 7.
I mean, yeah,
7,
people
6.
are on IMDb.
Yeah.
It's at here, I'll show you guys. It is at a 6.6. So I mean, people like it.
Yeah,
people are enjoying it who like.
And it's already made all its money back, and it's the highest grossing MonsterVerse movie. So woohoo!
That's insane.
Yeah.
Any one of these actors in this movie are insane to be in this.
Thank
movie.
God, fucking what's her face, Billy Bobby Brown wasn't in it.
Yeah, but they brought back fucking Brian Tyree Henry.
Dude, I like him. He's good. I like him.
Oh, God.
Why you don't like?
No, I like him.
People?
I like him. It's just I didn't think they'd bring his character back.
I honestly think he asked to come back. It seems like he has a lot of fun in these movies and stuff. But there's just so many dumb like so basically one of the characters is a little girl that could talk to like Kong and stuff because she belongs in the Hollow Earth people, and it's like she has this surrogate mother that kind of has taken her in like this this white lady or whatever, and she's like, if you want to just head over to them and not be with me, that's fine. Like that's the whole arc of their thing. It's like, those are her people, like she should be with them, kind of thing. And then she's like, no, Mom, I want to be with you, not with my people who have been wiped out from existence. I want to be with you instead. It's like, I don't fucking care. And you get that with a lot of Godzilla
fucking
media.
care.
It's just like the human characters, they're either hit or miss, and this was just pure miss. But I don't know. But the good thing is they have the monster fight, and it's cool. Like, my problem with the Transformers stuff with that is, like, a lot of it is focused on the human characters. And you're like, get the fuck out of here. I want to see Optimus Prime chop off a fucking dragon's head. Or something like, whatever the last movie was. Wasn't he chopping off dragons' heads or some shit?
The last movie, he did not do that. Come on.
Wasn't it, like, medieval type inspired
that
shit?
Was not.
Was it, like, King Arthur just like, holy shit, Transformers are real?
God, I wish it was that cool.
Oh yeah. You're like, yo, that was cool, but like monkey with robot arm, nah, it's too far. Fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
No, shut up.
yeah.
That's so
No,
dumb.
because what sucks, what's consistent about Transformers is it was consistently goofy.
At least you like
This
in the
Godzilla
Godzilla
verse,
movies.
this Godzilla
You
Monarch
can at
universe.
least like the human characters. All the Transformers characters, they're fucking annoying and vapid and vain, and I hate them all. Like Shia LaBeouf's character is just a what? And then like every female character is like, I'm just so fucking hot, and it's like, okay,
Like, but that's what's great about those movies is they're consistent. The Godzilla Monarch Monsterverse is
there's
not
one.
consistent.
Okay, Godzilla is the only one that like 2014 takes itself seriously, and the rest of them are literally just schlock. Every single one of them has that schlock.
Yeah,
so it's
sucks.
one. It's one out of the rest of the universe. So okay, whatever. So,
I'm gonna be honest.
Since Kong Skull Island, the tone of the MonsterVerse has been pretty consistent. Besides Monarch, the TV show, which I only watched like an episode or two of, that kind of takes itself more seriously.
I feel like the king of the monsters also tried to take itself a little seriously.
No, did we watch the same movie where it's like, in order to save the environment, we gotta let all the monsters free? Are you fucking kidding? Yeah, it really takes itself seriously. You're fucking bullshit.
I saw that movie in high
shit.
school. I don't remember shit. I saw that movie in IMAX with my friend.
Yeah. Godzilla versus Kong is the best out of these movies, though.
You think so?
Well, 10,000%.
Even though Skull Island,
even though it suffers from Millie Bobby Brown, Godzilla versus Kong is
Skull Island.
great.
I think is a better movie.
It's
more visually fun.
I mean, if you're a Kong fan, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm much more of a Goji fan.
All
right. But
so
anyways,
let's get into our 3x3s. We're gonna start with JJ's 3x3. Let me zoom in on this bitch because JJ doesn't know how to upload high quality images.
All right, man. Well, it's been fun.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna start with JJ's. So here is JJ's 3x3. Everybody, let me close off our face. Our faces. So JJ, before we get into each and every one of them individually, first off, we want to just clarify.
So
let me get our faces back up. We both have our 3x3s. We have two similar manga on here
entries,
so we're not going to talk about them individually. We'll talk about them together.
Yeah.
So essentially, we're gonna do JJ's pretty much 7 first, then my 7, then our last 2 together.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so, JJ,
can I start with Flowers of Evil?
You could definitely start with that. So let's just real quick, just work with me, game. So here, if you want to just play around with every one of those tabs, while you do that, why don't you talk about just them in general, like why you chose them, what they mean to you in general. I'll do this for you.
Okay. Let me try to think. Yeah, I mean, I am a huge manga reader. But as you'll tell by my 3x3, I have very similar, like, I don't really go outside of my range as much. I'm pretty much just in the shonen seinen kind of sections. I've read, and that's like I've read a lot of manga. I've also read a lot of trash manga, so that's what makes up the majority. Because in high school, I had nothing to do, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll put on DeadTube. Oh, cool! It's like you film people like killing people and like post it on like a YouTube site. Oh, that's so edgy and cool.
It's so cool.
That's one of the worst, most vile things I've ever read in my life.
Which one is it?
It's called DeadTube.
Oh, I know that one. I've seen that.
But like in my etchy high school face, I'm, look, cartoons are cool. Look, Ma, aren't I cool?
Come on, Ma.
Because I got your picture. Cool. I'm coming with you. All right. So there's a couple. Well, there's really one psychological. Well, two psychological ones on here, and then the rest are pretty much just seinen / shonen stuff. And I don't know, these like the top 3. So like all these mean a lot to me. Like all of these, like I've pretty much binge read and stuff like that. Like it takes a lot for a manga to like really grab my attention. And like so my reading process is like I'm like everywhere. I'm like books. Like I have 4 books started all at the same time, and I'll get to them each, and I'll be like, all right, I'm more focused on this one. The same thing with manga. I'm like, I'll start like 5 different series to be like, all right, but that's why it takes me so long to finish series, is because I've already started like 5. Like these 9, like I picked them up day one, and it was just like, with the exception of One Piece, I was just like, like just straight through. And I consider all these besides One Piece, I consider a 9 out of 10. All these I consider a 10 out of 10, perfect, flawless, like really really good. um and yeah, I mean, like especially the top 3 really like touched me to my core. Like I finished Poon Poon Monday, and I already consider it on par with like Berserk for me, and like importance and stuff like that. Like that's how much it has just fucking impacted me. Normally I was just like, well, I'll let it sit for a day or two. The minute I finished Poon Poon, I was just like, oh, like this is automatically one of the best manga I've ever read. So yeah, that's just kind of what like these manga mean to me and stuff like that. They're samey, but I like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So let's go through each of them individually. So essentially, I'm guessing your list goes, if we look at One Piece is the
Yep,
like
that's
last, it's the highest.
Yeah.
So, and it goes this way.
Yep.
All right. So we will start with your
Flowers.
first one, The Flowers of Evil. So,
So-
JJ, I read a little bit about this.
Mhm.
I read the wiki
Yeah.
about it. I'm curious.
I bet you have a lot of questions.
What made you want to read this? What do you like about it?
So
Dude who looks at a woman's panties, and this girl's like, I like that.
gym clothes, sir. That happened to include panties, but gym clothes. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter.
And this girl's like, it brings life into me. I feel like he's not normal. I like it. It's like, what the fuck? Okay. Let's see, JJ. Why is this one of your?
So
your
this one kind of speaks a lot to me, because like just reading the plot synopsis, you're like, what the fuck? But like the way it's drawn and stuff, it's very inspired by Junji Ito, kind of art style and stuff. Like this guy is really good. He has another one that you've probably heard of called
Mother?
Blood in the Trails or something like that.
Is no more the mom's creepy?
Yes,
Yeah.
and like the depictions of it's just a normal person, but the way he draws it is just like
Creepy as
haunting and
fuck.
creepy. I almost put Blood on the Trails on here, but I didn't finish it, and I wanted to really stick with, hey, I finished all these,
Mhm.
where I'm not like caught up with Blood on the Trails. So that's kind of by technicality, but I still really like this person's work. This one's just a good like. It just explores like it's edgy without being like. You ever read those edgy manga where it's like, oh my god, these people like killed all my, family and friends, and now I'm gonna do the most vapid. Like I remember reading one manga, I forgot what it was called, but he was just like, hey, remember when you killed my family? Well, now I'm gonna have the whole village like sexually assault you. I'm like, that's like edgy, but like. And that's your main character. He's like, yeah, because you wronged me. And it's like, well, it's a little far. that's a little much. And it just plays with like, oh, look at how like you're supposed to be rooting for this character. Like, oh, I made you eat your whole family because you killed mine one time. It's like,
Oh,
all right,
like
man,
Redo of a Healer.
let's fucking chill. Is that what happens in Redo Healer?
Redo of Healer, the first like 2 episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
You get his backstory.
Mhm.
And then in the next episode, he goes to the first kingdom, and he like forces himself upon
Mhm.
like the main hero.
And it's like, isn't this so psychological? I'm like, no, this isn't psychological. It's just be messed up just to be messed up.
Yeah, it's edgy.
Whereas this one is very psychological. Like, like this the girl that so basically it follows like this boy. He's like, oh, like I'm so superior to everyone else because I read French poetry. That's my hobby. I love French poetry.
The name of the manga is based off an actual book.
Right, yeah. It's actually also kind of inspired by No Longer Human as well. Not a direct adaptation, but like homage or paid spirit too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's all like, oh, I love French poetry and stuff like that. And then I'm so much superior to these other guys. I don't think about like, like girls that way and stuff like that. And then like he has this massive crush on a girl, and then one day, I forget, I think he was trying to do something with the girl's clothes, but someone was walking in on him, so in a panic, he just takes the clothes with him, runs out of the school building. I don't remember exactly the type of scenario, but then this girl, uh, what?
Oh, let's get our camera up first so you can
Oh,
actually
sorry.
show that.
Desktop, right?
Yep.
All
And then get rid of our. Go to Logi. Go to the eye. Look at how I'm teaching them how to do this.
Shut up. This girl's like, hey, I know your secret, so you have to do everything I say. And basically, she doesn't come from a very healthy family, and it's in middle school, which is at that stage where it's just like you're just like first discovering what sex is. You still don't know what it is and stuff. So like she kind of uses that against him because they both don't know. But it's like, hey, why don't you like wear your wear the girl that you really likes panties while you're like going on a date with her and stuff. And it's just so psychologically fucked, but not in like and now like eat her toenails or something like that. And then like eventually it gets to a point. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but it gets to a point where now he's grown up and moved on with another girl, and it's a very healthy relationship. Whereas previously he obviously did not have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Listen, I want to go through with you. I want to get married and stuff." To his current girlfriend, he's like, "I gotta talk to this girl from before because she really psychologically traumatized me. And I just want to know like why kind of thing." And it's just like this overall just like growing as a person and how like you have to because he did a bad thing and he kept doing bad things because of this previous girl like telling him to do these things, and it's all like moving on from like because I've done shitty things in my life before, and like I still think about them all the time, and it's pretty much like that kind of messaging just within this manga, just like, hey, you did a shitty thing, acknowledge it, move on from it. You know what I mean? Instead of just bottling it all down and always thinking about it and always having it haunt you, you can do a bad thing and still come out a good person at the end of the day. Basically, it's saying like, hey, people can change, kind of thing. So I really like it. I know it's not on everyone's like 10 out of 10, but for me, it just spoke volumes because public school was rough for me to say the least. So like that's why it spoke to me. I wouldn't say give this to a middle schooler or even a high schooler. I'd say college and is a more appropriate age to read this. But yeah, it's just about like reflecting. Basically. Yeah.
All right. Glad.
I wouldn't recommend this to everybody.
Glad you like to steal women's panties. All right. Next.
That's real cool, man. How you tried to switch the thing and then you did it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Oh.
What's the next one, JJ?
Oh, we're doing all of them? I thought we were doing
no, one at a time. All of them through.
Oh, okay. Blam. Blam's really good. It's about this what is it about really? Its world building is very much like you have to pay attention to the art and stuff like that. Like it's not hand fed to you or whatever. It's like the art tells the story of the world. You could finish this easily within like an afternoon because there's very little dialogue, but the art just like speaks for the story itself. It's basically about this dude. He's trying to find his way out of this labyrinth, and he has this gun that is pretty much a one shot, like kills anything within sight. The only problem is the monsters and stuff chasing after him are like huge and gigantic and like very fast. So like, and it takes a while for him to charge it. Like you have the one shot, you don't just click the trigger and it goes off. Like you have to charge it for a good while, and each like recharge is like 2 to 3 minutes. That's why I think I mentioned this on our anime manga adaptation. Like this would be a really good like Dark Souls-esque, maybe not Dark Souls-esque because everything's compared to it, but like you only get one shot, and if you miss, now you have to survive like this creature or something like that. It's really good, and I just really like the art style because it's so different from generic manga stuff. He also has one called Knights of the Sidonia, Sidina. I don't remember, but it's really good. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you could read through the entire series. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just like the artwork is so like just like the architecture and stuff just like tells a story. Just like see like even like go back like you're like, oh, this looks are those fucking sea mammals right there? Are those fucking stingrays? Like it's just that kind of thing. It's just like, whoa, this is so cool and so detailed. and yeah, like it's just really fucking good. I like it. 10 out of 10.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
My coworker told me to read this one. He
You
said
should
it was
read
really
it. I
cool.
think you would like it.
I know I would. I just haven't
Yeah.
had time to actually read it.
Honestly, and the beautiful part about a lot of my manga recommendations and stuff are on my 3x3. A lot of them short. Besides One Piece, a lot of them, like Blam, I think is like maybe 60, 70 chapters. Like, same with Flowers of Evil, 50 chapters.
Yeah.
So you could get, that's why they're so good and bingeable, because you just fly right through them.
Yeah, you've got three on your list: Berserk, Vagabond, and One Piece that are long.
Yeah.
Oh, and Vinland Saga. That's still going.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Well, let's go to the next one, which is your favorite anime
of all time.
And you've got this one here as your third favorite
just,
manga,
like,
no, fourth technically.
Yeah, listen. I know. It's just like, oh well, Full Metal Alchemist. What a unique fucking take here.
Yeah, dude, you're as
isn't it
you're
just
as
perfect though? Like, are there flaws really? Like, when you think about it, it's like, no. I keep revisiting it and that's another thing. Like, a lot of these I revisit all the time. Just like, God, these are so, like, I just recently bought all the hardback versions of Full Metal just because I love the fucking series so much. And it's just like it's just so good. And like, no matter like, again, it's not like an Attack on Titan situation where like you should definitely just watch the anime because of the animation quality. Because like, I hesitate to call, and this might, like, because people care about the story and stuff, and like when they criticize manga and stuff, they mostly focus on the story and not the art. I fucking hate Attack on Titan's art. It looks like fucking doggy horse shit. Pretty much throughout. Like, it's just bad.
Okay.
In my opinion. And all these are like perfect art, perfect story kind of thing. And that's what Full Metal is as a manga. Perfect art, perfect story, and ties everything up into a neat little bow. It's a great, I guess you would call this shonen or seinen.
It's shonen.
But like done in the prestige, most perfect way possible. And it's just gut wrenching. It also blends like horror really well. Like, there are like legit scary shit in here. It's not like Demon Slayer. Like, look at how scary these demons are. I'm like, that's not fucking. Look at the tits on that one. What the fuck?
Thing makes me horny.
The homunculus are just like like Envy's real form is terrifying. And I switch back and forth between reading the manga and watching the anime from time to time, but it, like, everything just holds up.
If you were to
you know what I mean, like with like Attack on Titan stuff, it's just like people are like, oh my god, we love this, and like 5 months later they're just like, actually, Attack on Titan not so good. I've never seen anyone have a take. It's like, after reading Full Metal Alchemist, it's actually pretty bad, guys. Like, no one would have the right. If you were to decide, I know the Mal shit is stupid.
No, the Mal shit is hilarious.
It's hilarious.
It's not stupid. It's hilarious.
It's just like, it can't go above. It just can't.
Yeah, that's just awesome. That's awesome.
Like, I think even Bleach, the newer season of Bleach, got all the way up there. People were like, no.
JJ, Fruits Basket season 3 was above
Full Metal
Alchemist,
and everyone was like, absolutely. Well,
everyone was like, hell no.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they went hard on that. But like, that's the thing. That's what I like about Full Metal Alchemist's fan base. It's just like, it is. That's the thing. Like, you're right. Like, it's goated. It's so good that
it's like Kendrick and J. Cole. It's like Full Metal is Kendrick. You didn't follow the J. Cole Kendrick beef. All right. Well, if you were, someone younger than 5, then you would get that reference.
If you were to decide right now, gun to your head, your townhouse about to explode.
Oh fuck! Wow.
Full Metal Alchemist, the manga, or the Brotherhood anime? You have to decide.
Okay, I would say personally anime for me, just because that's the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
What'd you see
what
first?
got me into Brotherhood.
Okay.
What got me into anime. So I have always had a high bar for anime since then. I'm just like, it's not better than Full Metal. It's not better than Full Metal. It's not better than Full Metal.
When JJ's
Like if we did a 3x3, like Full Metal would either be 1 or 2, probably.
JJ's like, whenever he sees me say, like, you know what, the Liberation War arc of My Hero Academia is really
No,
good.
it sucks. Oh, fucking the My Hero Academia arc sucks.
The one it's
This
at
war
right
arc,
now is so
it's
bad.
so bad.
The Liberation arc. The Liberation arc. The
My Hero?
Yeah.
Which
The big ass battle with like all the heroes where like a bunch of fucking heroes die. Don't say that. Don't.
I'm mumbling it. They can't hear it.
No.
I've listened
way
to the
before
stream
that.
before.
It was way before that.
Oh, okay.
We're like midnight. We're like midnight dies and like.
Oh yeah.
All that shit. That was a good arc. That was a good arc. But you're like, Full Metal makes us look like case.
Yeah.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
But no,
because not only do you have like, it's not like My Hero's going like, what does it mean to be a hero? Should we like take the heroes off the street? It's not doing like a Watchmen thing. Whereas Full Metal is just like every action that the characters take has a economic, geological. It affects everything within the world. And like Shao Tucker and his fucked up experiments still stick with Ed and Alphonse throughout the entire series and stuff like that. Where it's just like My Hero's like, they died.
My character's dead. I guess that's it.
Oh well. Like, you know what I mean? Like Full Metal is the standard.
Yeah, no,
I don't
it
think
is.
she has a new series called Demons of the Shadow Realm, but Demons is spelled weird. It's like DAE or something like that. It's very good. It's still ongoing. It's really good. It's got the same pacing as like Full Metal. It's really good. It's still very early stages, but it's good. That's cool how you clicked a button and nothing worked. Cool. Vagabond, baby. So this is based on Minato Mishra, the guy who wrote Art of War.
Miyamoto.
Mushashi.
Sure.
Yeah. That's why I had to stop with the Godzilla video. Because like I mispronounced every fucking name. I'm like, I just got to do like a automated name. Like
you should just do like this person's name.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the video, you should just say, "I'm not going to say any of them." I don't feel like mispronouncing them and being.
But it's all about this real life historical figure, and this story has been adapted a lot. There's a novel based on it. There's a whole movie trilogy in the I believe 70s based on this, and there's a manga based on this called Vagabond. And the art in this is just here. Look up some like manga panels from.
All right, I will. Keep talking though.
Yeah, it's the art is just on an unbelievable level, like to the same like detail of like Berserk. Like it's just so fucking pretty and beautiful, and it just follows this guy who's like, I'm all about war, and it's like, okay, but like, what do you really want out of life? You just want violence out of your life? That's an incredibly shallow life, and it's just going to lead you to despair. And it's not doing the generic, like, I just want revenge. It's just a man who tries to continue on to life, but his life is constantly interfered by violence and him having to, like, grieve with that. There's a whole section of the manga where it doesn't focus on the main character. It just focuses on the person he will eventually fight. That's like the big fight at the end of the book, at the end of the movie, like this really good fighter and stuff. It's a whole like 50 chapters or so just focused on that guy and not even the main character, and it still holds the reader's attention. You're not like, where the fuck is it? Like, you know how like in One Piece where like Luffy hasn't shown up in like 5 months. What the fuck is going on here? Like, you don't feel that in the Vagabond. You're like, oh, like this is like, I'm really into this. I'm really intrigued in the story and stuff like that. And the only bad part about it is it's not complete, and it's been on hiatus since like 2011. So he's more focused on his other manga called Real, which I think is a basketball manga, if I'm not mistaken. But that's the basketball one with the people with the wheelchairs. That one's very good as well. People say it's even better than Vagabond. I haven't read it yet, but like that's that's a pretty high praise. But Vagabond's just it needs to be experienced. It needs to be read. Um, and yeah, it's just great. Again, the art is just real good. Pluto. Oh god. Wait, did you read Pluto or finish the anime?
I finished the anime. I didn't finish reading it.
Oh, okay. So then you know Pluto. Then again, you guys should definitely like not. Where I'm not going to spoil it. Like it's really good. It's based on an Astro Boy story. That was adapted by the guy who wrote 20th Century Boys, which is another legendary manga which I haven't finished yet, so I can't really put it on the list. And again, this one's a quick 60 chapters. It's just you follow this
quick 8 episodes on Netflix.
Yeah. I think they're each like an hour long, so
yep,
8 hours in total to finish this awesome story. It's just about this detective dude who just is trying to figure out who's murdering the world famous robots and stuff like that. While it's based on Astro Boy, the Astro Boy alike character isn't called Astro Boy. He's called something else. I forget. But it's just like this really good like mystery murder, like noir type thing, and it's just like it has such a cool aesthetic to it. And yeah, I really don't want to spoil much of it.
His name's Adam.
Adam, right? I don't want to spoil much of it, but it's just a really good and grounded and like
it takes
shocking turns.
It takes the Astro Boy.
Like, did you expect
mythos?
The plot twist that happens, where a certain
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, my jaw was like, he's coming back, right? Like
he's coming. No one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah. And you're just like, what? Like the story just keeps going, and like all this, like every single character has like something going on with them where you're really. It's more so, I would say, while the plot is very good, it's also like. Oh, hold on, my girlfriend's calling.
Go for it. Yeah, you can walk away for a bit. With Pluto, it is like if you like the Astro Boy mythos, you like Tezuka's Osamu Tezuka's like stories. They do a really good job at showing Pluto, showing Astro Boy in a different light, in a cool, more mature light. It kind of reminds me of like like Monster and all of that. I think when we did our
well, it's written by the same guys.
No, yeah. But like, I think when we did our anime / manga to live action or video game adaptations, this one I thought would be a fantastic live action
that's right, we did.
adaptation. Alongside Monster
DeVito would be the best for the
that would be so funny. But like, no, like they take an iconic character like Astro Boy and they completely reinvent the mythos of it into something a lot more mature. I wouldn't even say dark, because it's not dark. It's just mature.
No, it's not edgy or dark. It's just a very mature take on it. And this is I think in all of media, this is the best case of like, are robots really human? Like that kind of like storyline to it.
What do you mean? Did Detroit become human? Didn't really grab you?
That game is so stupid. I'm not a big fan of the Heavy Rain, those types of games. Like I find them overly pretentious and dumb.
Well, Heavy Rain was
Indigo Rain or whatever the fuck that one was called. The PlayStation 2 one.
That was Heavy Rain.
No. Heavy Rain was PS3. There was one before it. It was called Indigo something.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that was also stupid. But yeah. Oh god. Oh, this one I really don't want to spoil. You got to be in a certain headspace. You got to not be miserable in your life to read this, because if you're already at a down place, Poon Poon's just gonna knock you down to like the 9 circles of hell. It's like people have used this term. It's a slice of life that slices back. Literally, that's right there. Like it's just brutal. Like there are high points and there are fun points and there are funny moments, but also it just knocks you down. Like for example, I'll just spoil this because it's in like the first 10 chapters. So Poo Poo gets home and his mom and dad are also in those little ghost forms. Like everyone blood related to Poo Poo looks like Poon Poon, but in world they view him as a human or something. It's just he's a metaphor basically.
Yeah.
So like we see him as a ghost, but he's not a ghost, but whatever he is, a bird. And like he just comes home and his mom's lying on the ground, with a giant like cartoonish lump on her head, and her dad's standing over him. He's like, a burglar came in. Obviously, the dad beat the wife and stuff, but it's played as funny because like, you know, it's a bunch of cartoon birds standing at each other. One's got a big old lump on his head, and his mom, the way his mom's drawn is like with like long boobs. Like it's just so ridiculous. But then like you're like, oh no, this is actually very serious kind of thing. So there's a lot of those moments too. But it's just all about like, you know, like not letting go of your past. Like if Flowers of Evil is about letting go of your past and moving on, Poon is about why like you shouldn't like hang on to the past, because that's all Poon does is he hangs on to like an event that happened in elementary school with a certain person, and that carries with him all throughout his life, and he just suffers from the most severe depression. Like, motherfucker is one of the most depressing characters in media I've ever seen in my life. And you just look at this, it's like there's no way this little guy is going to make you cry. I didn't cry, but I was teary-eyed toward the end of Poon. There's just one event that happens toward the latter part of the manga, which like once I saw, I slammed my desk. I'm like, no. Like I was just like so in it kind of thing. And that's only happened with Poon and Berserk, like where there's been a moment in a manga where I'm just like, no, like furious, angry, sad, all at the same time. And it's got all the characters have done something shitty. Like there's no clean cut, this is the good character. Every single character has a flaw in them, and the characters are just so realistic to people. You know how like in anime and stuff, you just like, oh, I'm the overly good one and I'm the tsundere type of deal. There's none of that in Poon. Everything is played completely straight, but there's also goofy ass moments where like there's this cult who's like, the world's gonna end and we're called Pegasus and stuff, and it's just stupid. It's just so ridiculous and dumb, and a lot of the framing is like really random in certain points and stuff like that. It's every single person should read Poon. It's about when you read Poon. I'm at a point in my life where I'm pretty you know, I've had depression. I still have depression and stuff, but like I'm at a point where like, all right, well this like isn't gonna put me in a
comatose depression.
I'm already yeah, exactly. Like if you're already down, don't read this. If you're at a good place in your life, like I would say read this, because like Poon's just gonna knock you down 500 times. And the sad thing is, you could also, for people who have experienced depression, which should be everyone, because everyone's experienced depression at one point in their life, like you really latch onto Poon, because that's the reason why he's like this little ghost thing, because you could project onto him like, oh, I've had similar experiences before and stuff like that. But Poon is still very much his own character. He's not like a blank slate, like Avatar, you know, in video games where you're just like, hello, like welcome, and you just have some, you know, like
he's not a persona character.
He's not a Link.
He's not a persona MC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like my persona MC is the really cool guy who's like, you're not being nice to this person, and then whenever it comes to Syndra, I'm just like, yeah, I don't give a shit either.
But yeah, it's really good. But yeah, just be prepared to hurt. I read this Monday, and now I've already considered it my top. Just I also want to just with the art, just the framing too, like, you know, with like regular manga, it's like flash of this person, and there's no real like, I don't know how to say cinematography, but like an art sense. But like
it's cinematography. It's still
just
camera
the way
work.
Like the camera work works in Poon.
Or
like
the panel
frame. The panel lining, I guess is what you would call it. Paneling. It's so unique, and it's something I've never seen before in other manga and stuff like that.
You don't like, get a whole ass video on how Osamu Tezuka used cinematography in his manga?
I think you did.
That's what I just said. I said I did. I did that.
I did. That was a good video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations. Dun, 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 dun.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just very unique and stuff.
You speaking of cinematic fucking panels and manga.
Yeah. Listen, we have a whole ass stream about Berserk. So
Honestly, yeah.
if you want like a whole thing about it, go watch that. It, oddly enough, is the thumbnail with the new Ninja Turtles on it.
That shit is
It's
so
very
funny. It's my favorite.
It's like what we had
One of my
Dandadan, Wolverine, and something else in one.
That's
thumbnail.
one of my least favorite thumbnails, and then the Berserk one is one of my favorite thumbnails because you have Mikey and Leonardo next to Guts right in the middle. In between.
We recently had an eclipse, and thank God Griffith wasn't there because that would have been a holy fuck. Again,
do you want to just keep it short, real quick, with Berserk since we spent like an hour talking about it?
One of the moments, during the eclipse where I was reading it, and Obli was like, "No," and like was really, really angry, and I had to walk away from the book for a little bit and then pick it back up like 5 minutes later because I was just like, "This is the most evil thing I've ever seen an antagonist do in media, fucking ever." And you like really understand why Guts is a dick in the beginning. Like everything is like thoroughly explained. And it's so like amazing that the mangaka remotely, he pretty much played it by ear. Like he had some stuff prepared and foreshadowed stuff, but he's like, yeah, in the beginning I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. That's why I launched into the Golden Age arc to figure out where I was going. And that's why the Golden Age arc is so good. He's like, oh, what if this happened? What if this happened? What if this happened? It's very good. Again, we have a whole ass hour stream about it. Peter said he didn't put it on his because he figured I would, and thank God, because then we would have 3 matching ones, and it would be kind of a. But,
I think 2 is perfect, just because 2 is like, because like when you look at my manga choices, they're not nearly similar to what JJ.
Yeah, which is cool, which I like.
But
technically, you have webcomics too, so you're cheating.
I have one that's a web.
Technically
speaking, I have. Yeah, just one.
You only have one Chinese cartoon. The rest are Japanese.
That's Korean. To be fair.
Sorry.
I think 2 of them are webcomics. I don't think Miracle.
How come one of them is in Solo Leveling?
Yeah.
Are you not hyped about Solo Leveling?
I really am not.
I'm not either. I understand. I think I've outgrown, because I've read so much manga and anime, I've kind of outgrown, like, besides books and stuff, because Red Rising is very much this, but it's done very well. Just like, I'm just a badass. I could take everyone. I understand. It's like, oh, but he builds up to it and stuff like that. I understand that. But, like, I think I've just, like, that kind of trope. I've just, like, am done. Like, with Guts, it's not like that at all. Like, certain characters, yeah, he completely wipes out. But then other ones, he's just, like, getting his ass kicked. And I appreciate that more than just, like, all right, I've reached a certain level. I'm basically invincible. I'm basically God. And maybe it doesn't go off that way, but the way Season 1 has panned out so far is pretty much that. So, I don't know.
So, we'll look at mine now. And unlike JJ's, I didn't really have an order to it.
Okay.
I just kind of put them in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, mine's kind of like a combination of like shoujo. We've got my favorite shoujo mangas right here.
Wait, is there a Fruits Basket on here?
No Fruits Basket.
What?
I never read Fruits Basket. Yeah. I watched it.
That's definitely going to be your anime 3x3 though. Right?
Absolutely, it'll be my anime 3x3.
Yeah.
When we do that one again.
I feel like we're going to have a lot more similar anime than manga.
No, we won't. No? Because I watch way more shoujo than I do.
Oh.
I've been reading a lot more shonen, but I watched a lot more shoujo. What I like about a lot of these is just like how different they all are. Mm-hmm. Because the reality is, like, for me, like today I was working from home and like I wanted to watch something. Mm-hmm. But I've been finding myself kind of in a rut of what to watch because, like, I just rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I think would be a really good idea to talk about in a stream.
Yeah,
each book would be really fun to talk about.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
and I watched it and I was like, damn, I forgot how good this show was. And then now I was like, let me watch the new episode of Quiet on Set, and I was like, I don't give a shit. And then I was like,
use some different framing. I don't give a shit about these kids.
it's just like it's like the first 4 episodes were good, but it's that episode, the 5th episode
is that episode just like a roundabout discussion?
Yes, yeah, that's why I don't give a shit about it, because it's just like it just feels like they're
let's explore your
capitalizing.
trauma more. For
Yeah,
capitalism.
it's just like capitalizing on the popularity of the documentary. Yeah. It's not necessarily like
Drake Bell. We know you messaged a minor, but fucking hey.
And they bring it up in the fucking show.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do. At the very last episode, they bring it up, and he's like, "I made mistakes and I atoned for it."
Yeah.
Whereas like,
and then the dorm theme, please.
Yeah.
Just any serious moment should cap off with that song. I'm chilling in my bed.
It's just the fucking
that's
I was room theme.
When I was fucking playing the game, and I'm living with my girlfriend and stuff. Just randomly, I would just go like, just like to myself, not to annoy her. She's like, "Stop singing that song. Sing it in your head." So then, of course. And she's like, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you."
And I also thought one that would be really important to me is a one shot. I've read a lot of one shots.
Yeah, I was shocked that you put that one shot on there and not the other one.
Which one?
Goodbye, Erin.
I don't like that one.
You don't like that one?
I don't like that one.
I like that one way better than.
I don't like that one as much.
I think Look Back is still good. Like
I think Look
Back
Back
list, I have it at
Look
8.
Back. You know, let's talk about fucking Look Back first. Fuck you. I wanted to talk about the Horizon.
Right. Well, it's no in Look Back particular first. Order, so you could go.
Yeah, no. Well, I want to talk about the Horizon because it's a web comic.
Okay. Sure.
But we'll talk about Look Back first since you don't.
Again,
I
want to say I think it's really good, but Goodbye Ari.
What I like about Look Back is that I've now read. I've pretty much read. I think all of Fujimoto's catalog.
I still got to read Fire Punch.
I just finished Fire Punch. Did not like it.
It's an early work. It's his first.
I thought it was really good
series.
up until the end.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good.
I think I have heard that's been the consensus. But when are manga endings usually good? Except for the ones we've picked, obviously.
Yeah, because our picks are amazing. What I like about Look Back is it felt like he drew it from like a lot of his work is definitely based off of like.
Well, that one is based on something that
based off of bullshit.
Yeah.
This one, like, it came from in here, and you felt that in every panel.
Yeah, but I could say the same thing with Goodbye Yuri. I think they're both pretty much on par. I just really do prefer Goodbye Yuri to this.
I don't know. I didn't like Goodbye Yuri because it ended with like, you know how you didn't like the original ending of Attack on Titan? That's how I felt with that one. I didn't like its like fantasy ending, whereas Look Back's ending is very grounded in the fact that she's like
actually happened.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But like with this, it's like it's very straightforward. It's like, you know what? After
you like things that are more straightforward than like, oh, maybe something did or did not happen. See, I like a more like
you want
ending where you're just like, I don't know, it's up to you at the end.
I don't mind thinking at the end of like my
Transformers movie.
Yeah, at the end of I don't mind thinking
you're really
about
contemplating after Optimus Prime stabs a dinosaur. You're just what is the meaning?
Yeah, what is a Transformer?
I think it's about Watergate. I'm pretty sure.
Like what I like about this one is it's like it's very much you could feel his presence in the story compared to like a lot of.
Go on a side tangent. Is this supposed to be an Overwatch thing?
It's Funhouse. The Rooster Teeth group, and they made an Overwatch thing.
Speaking you mean Rooster Teeth, the thing that is dead and buried? You
mean the podcast company that just got bought out by another company?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they just sold the podcast. The podcast.
Oh, so they said, we're definitely not going to sell this podcast immediately.
No, they're looking for buyers for the podcast and their popular IPs.
Red versus Blue, final season.
But what I liked about Look Back is just like, because of what I originally, the first thing I read from Fujimoto was Chainsaw Man,
Yeah.
and then look back, I read it, and I think when it first came out, like after I read it, I messaged JJ and was like, "Dude, you got to read this shit."
Yeah, I do remember that.
Because I was like,
Sorry.
it's so good because it tells a very honest, sweet story that ends in that has like a really sad,
Yeah.
shocking moment,
Mhm.
and then like it tells a really like at the very like the last few pages, like it tells a really sad story that ultimately ends in like coming out of it, and it's a really good story about a manga artist finding their passion
Yeah.
and growing. And I think he does his best work in terms of like paneling,
No,
his
yeah,
art.
because you could kind of tell with the recent chapters of Chainsaw Man.
He doesn't feel like he cares.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's because of the rush time and stuff like that. Like you got to get this done within 2 weeks. It's like holy shit. Where I feel like with these, he had a lot more time. That's why the art is a lot better than the recent stuff with Chainsaw Man because he's got to pump that out. You know, it's coming out Tuesday, motherfucker. Like that's
Dude,
it.
take a break, man. Just do it.
Well, maybe the manga magazine is like, fuck you. You're not taking a break.
Pull a Black Clover.
Like not everyone's they don't have a choice most of the time. But I feel like honestly, if Chainsaw Man went with a Black Clover thing like every 3 months, I feel like we would get a lot better chapters. I feel like he's because like this part 2 is like I'm like in the beginning, I'm like guys, it's going somewhere. You just got to give it a minute. It's going somewhere. Whereas like part 1 was just like, oh my god, this is just like escalating. It's getting better and better. Honestly, I think it should end that part 1. I'm enjoying part 2, but god, it's just taking so long to like, all right, where are we going with this?
Well, it's been like, did you read it weekly?
A bunch. For the first part.
Yeah,
I started to, then I stopped, then the whole thing came out, and then I just read.
That's our problem. We read it all in one shot.
True, but I feel
like if
part 1 holds up a lot more
because a lot of, especially the last half of part 1,
I just feel like part 2 is just going so much slower.
That's the problem with a lot of Shonen Jump, which we could make a whole ass. That could be our collab video.
That could be
the current state of Shonen
with the Koning games of Jujutsu Kaisen was like,
because
it's so slow. But if you're just reading it all one shot, does it read that way? Like I was talking to you about that with some One Piece artists. I'm like, God, this is really dragging. Once you catch up to One Piece, you're like, oh my god.
But it doesn't feel that way when you're reading it all the way through. You know what? That's our collab video.
That should be a good. Yeah, that's a good.
That's our collab video. Yeah. But don't take that from us, Anime Man, and fucking trash.
He doesn't watch anime.
He doesn't.
None of
he reads manga.
Half the podcast is not about anything.
But I like Look Back because the art is fantastic. It just, for me with Look Back, what makes me really like it the most and why I think it's like one of my favorites is you could feel the passion in it.
Yeah.
You could feel the love in it, and you can feel the how much it meant to Fujimoto.
Yeah. Honestly, I could just say the same thing. I think they're both pretty much on par.
Street is his fucking one about the dude who like made a music video. And then
I remember one time
watching his music
when I said like, no, it's about this, and you're like, you missed the entire point of that manga was being like, not everything has a deep meaning, because like the whole point of that was like people are looking for deeper meanings, and I think it's his reflection on Chainsaw Man. It's like, oh no, like Chainsaw Man's about this. It's like sometimes I just want to draw a dude with chainsaw arms stabbing people. I think that's good enough, right? Everyone's like, no, it's much deeper, because I love my media.
Because I finished Fire Punch. And I just like when I finished it, I was like, what was the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what was the point of that? And so that could be what he was trying to say.
Maybe Fire Punch. But yeah, Look Back is good. Good choice.
All right, The Horizon.
Never even heard about this.
This one, I don't think this would be a good first web comic.
I thought you were about to say, I don't think this is good.
This is garbage. No, I think for you, if you were to jump into webtoons, have you jumped into any sort of webtoons? Korean manga?
I started a bit
manhwa?
Of God of High School, and I didn't really like it.
Read Helper.
I read Shotgun Boy, which is very good.
Read Helper.
Helper?
You know how you turned me on to Chainsaw Man?
Yeah.
That is my Chainsaw Man to you.
Okay. I got the webtoon right now. I'm going to save it right now.
Helper. What I like about webtoons, this webtoon doesn't do it as much, but Helper does a lot, and some other webtoons I've read have done this a lot. They use the medium to the comic's advantage. What do I mean by that? How are you reading your webtoon, JJ? On your phone, right? Helper uses your phone to its advantage in telling its story.
Right.
And I really like that. And while Horizon doesn't do that, what I like about Horizon is it's very much like a very dark story about an apocalypse and a boy trying to survive in this world with this random girl. And you go, and it gets really creepy.
Oh, okay.
And the art is awesome.
Yep.
And
so here's what I've read. Some of it is more like slice of life-ish. Live with yourself.
You've read Lore Olympus?
I've read some of it. I haven't read.
I'm surprised you've read Lore of Olympus, even one chapter.
I thought it was interesting. Also, I like. See, this is what I've been talking about with comic books and stuff. Like, they have a Red Hood webtoon that's really good because high schoolers are broke. They're not going to want to pay for manga. They're going to want to pirate it and stuff. Webtoons is a legal way of doing that. And hey, check out the Bat Family. Check out DC. Maybe you want to buy a comic book based on that now. Like, it's good that DC's getting into the webtoon thing. They have another one that's based on the Bat Family because Batman makes DC a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Batman makes DC.
No, that's stupid. It's
there's like 5.
It's obviously Aquaman.
Like within like any DC run, there's at least 5 or 6.
When I think
Batman
of DC,
books.
when I think of DC, you know what I think of? Polka Dot
Plastic
Man.
Man. Oh. Shotgun Boy is really good. Tower of God, I stopped halfway. Scoob and Shaq is just stupid. Hold on, let me click on a random. It's just kind of just like
It's so dumb. That is so.
That's how long the
I love
chapters are.
I love Kermit being there.
The frog.
I recommend Helper. You'll like that. You'll like that.
Oh shit! Now I gotta.
With Horizon, what I like about it, it was one of my first ones I read, and it tells a very mature story about how humanity acts after the apocalypse. It's a lot of those fucking stories. No. Try hell. Try spelling like hell. Wait, go back one. There it is. Helper.
Oh, okay. This looks like edgy bullshit, and I love it.
It's not edgy bullshit. It's fucking sick as shit.
Yeah, how to subscribe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got it.
It's sick as shit.
I'll do Horizon as well.
Horizon good. I think you would like Horizon too. And the art's fantastic. The story's really good. It's very simple for what it is. It's not mind blowing. Like I said, every fucking apocalypse story tries to tell you about it. But it just takes it's very personal with this one character.
There's only 21 chapters?
It's very short.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Very
I'll finish
short.
that fucking tonight.
You'll finish it in one night.
Yeah.
And there's some really creepy imagery, and there's some really dark, sad imagery.
It's kind of like Made in Abyss type of deal.
Kind of like
but more miserable surroundings, whereas Made in Abyss is like, look how happy we. Oh my god, that motherfucker just cut.
He's dying.
Yeah,
he's dying.
Yeah, he's bleeding out.
So I really like it.
Okay.
I turned my coworker onto it, and he really enjoyed it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a drama. It like I said, really good art.
Yeah.
For something that's only 20 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
And it's complete. You don't have to worry about it not being done.
No. This is one about the cute girl who sees ghosts.
Shit. Miracle. This is one of those. Didn't they do an anime of this? Yeah, the anime sucks.
Oh, okay.
Because it takes a lot of. It does a lot of fucking It tries to be very ecchi. I'm not into that. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because the manga is nothing like that, so I don't understand why they did it for the anime.
Yeah.
I watched the anime first, and I was like, "This sucks," and then I read it, and I was like, "No, this is good."
Yeah. Is it complete?
It's not complete. It's still ongoing. But the reason, so you know how you say to me all the time, you're like, Peter, how the fuck can you play Outlast or play Resident Evil 7, but then not watch horror movies?
Yeah.
This is the same fucking thing. This is a horror manga through and through,
Yeah.
but with the aspects of slice of life. The most recent chapters aren't as scary, but holy fuck, those first like 30 chapters, there is some scary imagery. I want to see if I can find like a page where it's like crazy, like creepy scary. Let's see. Women scary.
I got a little scared there. Ooh.
Like, look at how creepy that is. Imagine reading that at night at like 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so like, look at how creepy this is. It's like
it's like the Demon Slayer thing. Look, I'm a demon. I'm so scary. Kawaii. No, that's a fucking demon.
And like that's like, you would think like it's not that scary.
Yeah.
Because like it's a slice of life. They're not normally that scary. How the fuck do you exit out of this? There we go.
Try clicking the X button, idiot.
There's another one there's another like chapter that I was like, fuck, that was scary. That's the thing, like, for me, I'm not a big scared, like, I don't like horror. Horror freaks me out.
Oh.
Like, god, the monsters in this are so creepy. And the like, but even though like it's a horror, it's scary, it's creepy. Like, look at that. Like even the dude's gross and creepy. Like, even with all of that, there's a really heartfelt story in here with like the main characters, and they're like, the main characters. This is so fucking weird. It's like that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's creepy, but also tells a really good, like, heartfelt story. It takes my one favorite thing and my least favorite thing. Slice of life and horror.
Yeah.
And it brings it together, and it makes it interesting. And it fucks into a really good story. And
fucks into a really good story.
And like the characters, like Mirako-chan, like at the very beginning of the story, in Mirako, she's terrified of these monsters she sees every day because she doesn't understand why she is being forced to see these things.
Yeah.
And then as the story progresses, she learns about how to like use it to her advantage. She meets other people that are also mediums that can see ghosts, and like they try to like figure out things. And there's this one girl who has a demon on her head and like carries it around with her like a weight on her shoulders. Another ghost that like a woman's like, oh, this ghost, I feel like someone was watching me and like touching me, and it's because there's a fucking demon licking her all over her fucking body. It's like it's really fucking good. And
so you would say it's as good as Food Wars?
Fuck no. No.
Food Wars is better? Oh, okay, cool.
I just think this one's kind of like a sleeper. This one's a sleeper. Not a lot of people talk about it. Yeah. I don't think. It's got a really high rating on MangaDex, which is a anime torrenting site, or manga torrenting site. But I think in general, like, the story's really good, the art's really good, the characters are awesome, and this mangaka just knows what they're doing with this story. And I hope they go somewhere. At least with this current arc, it's not really going anywhere, but. And they're really long chapters too. Yeah. They're like 40 plus pages, which is awesome. I love that. Yeah. I will fuck with that any day. I hate the 15 chapter My Hero Academia bullshit.
That is so stupid.
So
and 2 pages of it is like a big cover sprawl of like all the My Hero girls. And
yeah.
Oh, okay. So
great.
Like maybe great. 10 pages of actual
content. Awesome.
Great.
So yeah, Mirako-chan. Horimiya, dude.
This reads you all over.
Oh my god. There's a lot of different shoujo that I like. I have 2 shoujo on this list. This one and Blue Flag. Blue Flag scratches a different itch. Horimiya scratches the stereotypical shoujo itch that even like Fruits Basket sometimes misses.
Would I like something like this or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you would.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's about a popular high school girl one day finally
nerd.
talks to the loner outcast
Uh-huh.
kid,
Yeah.
and they hit it off immediately. And you learn the loner outcast kid is this like actually like this emo edgy kid who like wears like piercings and stuff, and they kind of hit it off because she's the popular girl, he's the quiet guy, and then like it's their third year in high school, and they get together, they start dating, and they're both the main character, but Miyamura, he slowly finally breaks out of his shell, meets all her friends, develops relationships with their friends and with her friends, and builds his own connections with all of these people, and grows to be stronger, whereas Hori grows to love that from him, seeing him grow and seeing the kind of person he actually is, because he's quiet. They've been in the same homeroom for 3 years, and this is the first time they ever talked, and like you see their relationship grow and their love for each other grow, and then you see the way the love is depicted between all the different characters. Like, one of my favorite relationships in this story isn't even between the two main characters. It's Miyamura's son and this girl in his apartment, because this girl in his apartment is like a freshman. She loves Hori-san because like she's the popular girl. Everyone loves the popular girl. And then like you learn that like someone in her family died, and like Miyamura-kun is like trying to like be really nice to her, because like at first he's like, oh, she's trying to steal my girl, but then it's like, oh no, like there's some fucked up shit in her background that like I want to learn more of. And like what I fucking hated about the manga, the anime adaptation, is it's 25 episodes, and they blow through all of this character development. I understand that a lot of the character development is just bullshit, like slice of life, fucking dumb shit. But that's the thing about shoujo. You need the bullshit slice of life to learn about each character. And I think Horimiya does that perfectly, where it takes every little bullshit, like side filler chapter, and still uses it to his advantage to make you care about each of the characters and develop the characters. And it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It is so good. I don't know if you would like it. Maybe you would.
Nah.
I think because like look at him. He transforms
I'm looking
the
at
main
this.
characters have sex. The main characters.
Now, boy.
The main characters fuck. Can you imagine?
Finally.
Can you imagine a shoujo where the main characters fuck?
So you're saying this is better than Rent a Girlfriend?
100%. Are you kidding me?
Better than girlfriend, dude. I don't know if I can sign off on this.
Like this Horimiya reminds me a lot of Watakoi, which is another shoujo where the two main characters date in the very beginning of the shoujo.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it just kind of is them growing together.
Yeah.
I think those are the shoujos.
That's what I would like the most.
That's this. It's this. Horimiya, they get together like after the first volume.
Like I just felt like
which is 8 to 10 chapters.
In high school, it was all fun to be like, oh, finally, episode 200, they held hands. But like nowadays, I'm just like, I 20 chapters at most, and then I'm out. Like if they're not talking about possibly fucking, then I'm out. Like, because that's real. Like they dance around. What if I kiss her one day? That's not what's going on in a teenage boy's head. Or college boy's head.
This shit, they're banging, dude. It was so fun. One of my favorite jokes in this is because like the Hori-san is flat chested. She's just got small tits. He accidentally like elbows her in the chest, and he's like, "Sorry for hitting your chest." And she's like, "You're not even gonna say boobs? You think I got small tits?" And like there's like a whole like couple pages where they're like arguing about the size of her boobs, and it's like an actual conversation that
couples would
have. It's really cute. Same thing like Miramura.
With my girlfriend, she just goes, "Oh, sorry, hate your back." I'm like, You know that was my ass.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's so funny. Miyamura has like a really fun relationship with Hori-san's dad and brother, and it's very cute. It's very long. I will say that. Like it's like look how long. Like it's 10 years if you look at the original run.
Yeah, I'm not reading.
I'll show you that. It's the original run is 10 years long.
Yeah.
But it's done. That's why I think like the anime was only 25 episodes, but they cut out a lot of fucking shit that I liked about the manga that doesn't translate, that doesn't hit you as hard in the manga, in the anime. So yeah.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because I just remembered this April Fool's thing on TikTok where it's like, Wit Studios leaks trailer for the new One Piece. I'm like, holy shit, they're already done with it. And then it shows like this gorgeous scene, and then it's just
fake,
like
right?
hand drawn stuff. It's
I saw that one,
and it just said Mappa ran out of, or Wit Studios ran out of budget.
My phone died. I was like, why is my fucking phone doing that?
Here, I'll pull up screen pictures.
It's just so we have somebody watching it.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least is To Your Eternity. I watched the anime first, and then I was like, I'm not watching this weekly.
I think I will read this event. I own it. What? I got a Humble Bundle on it, like, so I can read it all the way through. I just gotta, number one, find the time, and number two, I guess, like, hype myself up to read it, because if I just like read it on a whim, I don't know if I'll stick with it. Oh, whoops.
To Your Eternity is one of those like manga that's it's pretty much, I think we talked about this a while ago. What I like about it is that it's a story pretty much that's like, what is the meaning of a life?
Is this free?
No, just the first chapter is free, but then you have to buy, like, I guess, their service. It's pretty much like, what does it mean to die? Like, because the main character's gimmick is it's a ball that can transform into any life form.
Okay.
That like dies in front of it.
Is that the main character?
So it initially starts off as a rock, and then it eventually turns into a dog, and then it eventually turns into this guy, and then eventually he learns to take pieces of himself and bring back his friends that he believes all die unjustly. So like there's this little girl he meets and he brings her back. There's this guy he meets, he brings her back, and they all like kind of live through they live through his body, and he brings them back. And it kind of explains, like, pretty much to me, how I take it is that it's about like,
You mean besides up the ass? Sorry,
Yeah.
I had to get that out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, yeah, no, it's okay. It's pretty much just like going through like the like Stone Age all the way up until like the tech info age. Fuck you. Keep your dumb little laughing.
I know it's not funny.
It's not funny. Oh, I said last but not least, but Blue Flag is last.
Sorry.
And it talks about just like,
Stop. All right, stop.
like,
I'm listening.
talk about the relationships you form. I think one of the reasons why I like the movie Coco.
Oh, this is the same creator as Silent Voice? I didn't even know that. Oh, I'm definitely reading this then.
Like you've seen Coco, right?
Yeah.
And like the big theme of that is
Remember me?
like the whole thing is like, if you forget somebody, they die.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what they're trying to explain here. It's like, he's never going to forget these people in his life. And while, yes, he physically brings them back,
Oh, isn't that similar to
they will never die.
Isn't that similar to your other pick, the elf lady?
Oh, there's also that one too.
Fear
That one's different.
Yeah.
I
actually have read a couple chapters of that.
that one fucks.
It.
That one fucks. But
Have you seen the memes of her just holding the berserk omnibus?
no, I haven't seen that. It's so funny.
She's like, read this.
And and yeah, the art in this is great, and they get to a really good arc where like these villains are trying to like destroy the world and use his powers to like take over the world, and then and he has to like use his powers to prevent it,
Mhm.
and like a bunch of people are believing in his mythos, and he brings these, and he starts off with being a mute and doesn't know how to speak, and he grows into like a mature person, a mature like an actual human being, learns emotion, learns love, learns death, learns like understands it all.
Mhm.
And because of that, like you see all his friends grow, they develop their personalities again, and it's just really sweet. It's really cool. And the most recent chapters um is set in like the current day.
Mm.
So we'll see how that goes.
Mm.
I'm not too into it.
Is it done yet or no?
No, it's still ongoing. And yeah, I think it's a very sweet, very thought provoking, and very mature and like manga to read.
Mm.
It's nothing like gory, nothing too serious, but
Tackles mature themes.
it tackles very mature themes that I think a lot of people would enjoy. Very similar to A Silent Voice.
Yeah, I'll definitely read this because I really really liked The Silent Voice. We should do a anime 3x3 movies because The Silent Voice is definitely up there.
I have to think I've watched 9 anime movies.
Probably
to
have,
actually
but they're
do
probably just like End of Ava.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
I like this one.
this one was
This one's super
I
wholesome.
believe this manga won web manga of the year 3-4 years ago. Because it's that good.
Because
To where
Gikuk introduced me to this.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
To Your Eternity is about like you were trying to say it's very similar to To Your Eternity.
Mm-hmm.
To Your Eternity is about like what your life is like living is about like what is life after you die. Is just like do you die? Do you truly die after you die?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Fenrin is about an
Moving
elf
on.
who has to move on because she can live forever pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like the characters you see on this page, they all die.
Yeah, within like the first chapter or two.
And she now has to go on an adventure where rather than her being just like a regular party member, she has to like one of the things at the end of the first chapter is this character, the priest, kind of tells Fenrin like because she has no emotion, she doesn't give a shit because she realizes that like to them this has been like 100 years. They've been alive for a very long time.
Yeah.
For her it's like 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's trying to tell her, why don't you try to live what you believe would be a full life?
Mm-hmm.
And this story is pretty much her experiencing what it means to live a full life as a human and seeing that through her most recent party members.
Yeah. I saw one clip from the anime where she does like a goodbye, mwah, and like a little heart, and then it just like crumbles down on the ground, and everyone's like, that was disturbing.
Yeah.
Don't do that again.
Yeah. And like
it's ongoing, right?
Oh yeah, it's nowhere near done.
Yeah. The art's really good. So
the art is fantastic. This is some dude's first one.
Mm-hmm.
And is this the most recent chapter? It is. It's crazy.
But it's not the full version.
It's not the full. That's okay.
Spoilers. There's a guy with horns.
Because I was like, that guy doesn't show up at all. So yeah, I think this was this dude's Yamada's first work, and it kind of like tells like I wouldn't say like a similar story to like Lord of the Rings, but like
no,
if you like Lord of the Rings,
it's Tolkien-esque in its aesthetics.
It's Tolkien-esque in its aesthetics, and it's very much like kind of like it's a journey, and it's pretty much
it's beyond a journey's
end.
It's
beyond the journey's end. And while, like I said, like the elf is young, Fenrin is young, She's old. She's actually old
Yeah.
and has a lot of knowledge and tries to
Are
pass
you
that
telling
down.
me she's a lolly? She's 400 years old?
Yeah,
Actually, a
she
12-year
is.
old? Yeah.
She is. Unfortunately, she's a lolly. Yeah.
Fucking knew it. I called it day one at ShopRite. I said this man loves lolly.
I don't.
And it's in your
I don't.
It's in your 3x3.
What I like about this one is not just her; it's all of the characters. Because all the characters, you watch her seeing these characters grow and learning.
Just so happens.
You know, like Aegis from Persona 3.
What's that?
You know Aegis from Persona 3?
Yeah.
It's pretty much what she
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's just Aegis, the story. This is the answer.
Aegis lived forever. She just lived when she was created.
No, but she's learning human emotions, learning what life is like, living vicariously through her friends, and then developing her own feelings.
She's gonna go find the answer and then not.
Yeah.
We just break it back. This one, I like this one. Markeith, who was on the channel, he he's part of the LGBT, and after I finished reading this within like a day, I think it was like a day or two. Like, you told me to start reading this, I'm like, all right. And afterwards, I'm like, I fucking finished it, and I told Markeith to read it, and Markeith was just like, that was too real for me. I can't. He's like, that was my life. Like, I don't need to read that in a manga. But yeah, sorry, it's yours. But like, I remember I specifically asked you, like, hey, what's a mature shoujo where it's not like, hey, we finally held hands, or like it takes like 150 chapters for them to just like, hey, I think you're cute, or they're about to be like, I love, and then their idiot friend goes, what? Or fucking Junpei, fuck you, Junpei.
No, dude, I fucking love Junpei right now.
Dude, he's the weakest character.
No, he is
weakest.
not.
Weakest.
You're crazy.
Weakest.
Junpei goes in.
Nah, I like.
Goes from being
what's
dumb,
his face?
goofy.
No, I mean like actual gameplay wise. He's like the weakest link.
He's one of the strongest characters in the game.
He's the weakest. What's his face? The boxing guy. He's the best.
Yes, Amada. Not Amada. That's
Amada, Missouri, and
Akihiko. Akihiko's also a really good fighter, but so is Junpei.
Nah,
Junpei's really good.
Junpei sucks. I will agree story wise. I like his arc, but like, nah, he sucks ass. Sorry.
Nah, you're crazy.
Sorry to bust your chops there, but
my team right now is Shinjiro.
Wrong.
Shinjiro, Akihiko, Ken, and the main character.
I like the doggo.
Koromaru.
Hey, I beat the game. You're still playing the game, so clearly I did something better. Clearly, it's because you have Junpei on your team.
Yeah,
that's
it's because I have
Junpei. But Blue Flag, sorry.
What I like about you talking about Blue Flag, and I don't mind you interrupting, is because that's what I wanted to get. That's how good this is.
Yeah.
Blue Flag takes shoujo manga
and
says, hey, let's not only take it seriously, but let's do a giant spin on it.
Yeah.
Let's be the opposite of what typical shoujo is. And it tells a very mature story about romance, and specifically gay romance.
Yeah. You actually, I remember when we were talking about this, and you're like, oh, you're going to hate this chapter. And it was my favorite chapter in the whole series, because it basically takes place where it's
the preachy chapter.
It's a bunch of these high schoolers, and they're talking about LGBTQ stuff and
talking about love and like maturity, and it's like it's so preachy.
One guy's like, oh, I don't like the gays, and it's like, well, why? And it's like, well, my uncle touched me, and it's like, well, like that shouldn't affect your view on stuff. And like, you were like, oh, you're probably gonna hate this because it's just a bunch of idiot teenagers talking. I'm like, no, that's the most realistic, like, high school. Like, I've been in those conversations in high school, just like, you know, you're in high school, you think you know everything, and you're just spewing, just like, you're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, basically, in an argument. You're not really thinking about these situations and stuff logically, especially if you're not in those circles and stuff. You're just doing a guessing game at that point, and like, it's just teenagers spewing bullshit. And that's why I liked it so much, because I'm like, this is the most real fucking thing. Like, you'll never get this like on screen today, because it would be like, oh, well, this is bigoted. It's like, no, well, it's just a bunch of stupid teenagers who don't know fucking shit, talking about this thing they know nothing about. Like that's what the dialogue just felt so real and grounded. You know, it wasn't like, oh, good job, good opinion. Like that's not what happens in high school. And no one's in that circle is being like, oh, well, fair point, because like they're like, no, I have my point of view, and my point of view is right, because they're fucking idiot high schoolers. They're not gonna concede to a point or be like, oh, I can see it. Like, no, they're just like, well, I'm right. So, yeah.
And it starts off feeling like a traditional shoujo, and then like it gets really into the weeds of like, oh wait,
it's got a great ending too.
You think the love triangle is he likes her and he likes her and she likes him? No, it's he likes her, she likes him, but he likes him, and he doesn't know that. And then, like, there's a fourth girl that shows up, and she likes her. Yeah. But it's like... And you're following these characters trying to understand...
characters are super likable, too.
And, yeah, oh my god, I love all of them.
I like the I gotta reread
girl.
This.
I gotta reread this because it's so good. And, like, what I like about it is it doesn't just, like, talk about the love. It talks about how they feel about their identity, how it
affects their day-to-day life.
How it affects their day-to-day life. Right. How it affects their future. Like how they perceive their future. Like this guy, he's the popular baseball player, athlete. Everyone loves him. All the girls want to be with him. And like he throws his whole opportunities away because A, he's gay. Yeah. Like he lives in a society where being gay is frowned upon, and B, he wants to be with the main character, and he would rather throw everything away to be honest and open about his opinions to him. Yeah. And like he doesn't know how to react to that because he's just like, it's my final year of high school. I don't really give a shit. And like he's like, you know what? I'll try to help her be with him, and they actually end up together. And like you try to hope that their relationship lasts. Yeah. And you see all these different characters. You see like his brother and sister show up and like trying to convince him like, oh, stay on the right path to getting a good future and be successful. They're not telling him he can't be gay. They don't even know he's gay. They're just telling him like, you're being stupid, and they don't know why. And he can never explain why. Yeah. And like you wouldn't expect that from shoujo. The shoujo I was reading before this was fucking Komi-san can't.
Yeah, remember when you made me read Nisekoi 50 chapters that you barely read 20?
No, I read up to like chapter 110.
Did you?
But then that was before we decided to fucking read it together. I read it and then I stopped because I was like, this fucking sucks. And then I was like,
now she has a key.
No, this random girl that shows up out of nowhere also has the same key. It's like, it's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
It's so bad.
It's one of the most pointless things I've ever watched.
It's so bad.
Read.
I wanted to originally make a video a very long time ago about like the state of shoujo manga and how Blue Flag is like the pinnacle of it all. Yeah. And like, I shouldn't be rooting against the main character of a shoujo. Like, and that's how I felt with Nisekoi. Yeah. Like, I was rooting against him because I was like, you know what? The side characters are right. All of the girls are talking to him way too much. Fuck him. Whereas in this, I'm like, the chemistry between all of the characters is amazing. It feels real. Yeah. Like you were saying, like that chapter, I've grown to appreciate it more. Because like you're right. Like it's trying to take how would high schoolers react to finding out their friend is gay? Yeah. Like, in a society where being gay is frowned upon. Yeah.
Like, and it's okay to write characters like that. Like, I feel like in media we've shifted to like, no, every character needs to be like completely
perfect
and perfect and stuff. It's like, no, you're allowed to have like when you're that young and you don't know anything. Like, yeah, you're gonna have.
I know I wasn't perfect when I was young.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, fucking, we were the iDubbbz and Filthy Frank generation. I've said some pretty bad things.
Yeah, I did too.
Hair cake.
Best video on this channel. Joji is not the Joji you know.
The 180. Every couple months they try to cancel him. Like, oh, did you know he was Filthy Frank? And people were like, yeah, but it was a character, so shut the fuck up.
He's like, yeah, we know that. It's been years. Who gives a shit now? Yeah. So Blue
Anyways,
Flag, definitely recommend.
we have our 2 other ones.
I feel like we should start with Vinland Saga.
Okay.
So we both put Vinland Saga on here.
It was good, but then when he started farming, I stopped
I
reading.
hated it. Why would he farm?
Yeah, why
Farming's
would he farm?
dumb.
Farming's stupid.
I don't like to farm. I don't farm.
I don't farm. I can't relate to this character unless he's doing a Naruto rundown.
I
Two
can't.
knives.
I can't like this story unless my 2 characters are smashing into each other
That's
like
Godzilla.
action
You know what?
figures.
Your brother wouldn't do Godzilla.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Because it's just 2 action.
No. What he likes about shows like Naruto and everything is
Jujutsu.
he still develops feelings for the characters, but eventually they start fighting, and that's what he likes. He doesn't want them to think about their feelings and farm for the rest of their lives.
Wait, there's no more Askeladd just because he's dead?
That's what I love about Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
Is it just like it starts
One of
off
the greatest antagonists.
Yeah, Askeladd is so good, and it starts off with this like fucked up revenge story, and like deep fucking like lore behind and the politics of it all.
Yeah,
and then it just goes into
it's like got that the levels of attention to like the economy and stuff. With like, you ever watch Spice and Wolf?
I know,
But
about
you know
it.
what I'm talking about.
I've never read it.
Like, it's like that's all about like trade and stuff like that in like the medieval age. It's like it goes deep into like how that system works and stuff. Like, that's on top of like a really awesome revenge story, at least at the beginning. Well, actually, it follows him throughout. Like, it never leaves him really.
It's a revenge story, and it's
about moving on from
the consequences and moving on from that revenge.
So it doesn't like. It starts off as very like, oh, this is a revenge tale, and then it slowly becomes like, well, let me look deeper and like, how do I solve this? How do I become a better person after certain events?
What I did was actually wrong.
I would actually recommend watching the anime first and then reading. I would recommend that because the anime is very good.
I like the first. Season.
First season. I haven't watched the second season, so.
Yeah, because fucking Studio Wit never fucking misses. they're like the J.J. Abrams of fucking like TV shows. You know how J.J. Abrams always starts a show, and then leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Studio Wet, will start a show and then say deuces.
Deuces, yeah. The first season of Attack on Titan looks so good.
The first 3 seasons, and then they said, you know what, you guys are gonna do 20 more of these, deuces.
Listen, if it got the story done, because Lord knows we waited a while by use of CGI Titans, fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the art.
Notice how Attack on Titan is definitely not on our list.
Yeah. Vinland Saga's art is also like. Yeah. It does kind of like draw into that fucking
it's
like
Viking Berserk-esque.
It's very bizarre. Oh, dude, this is like a less fucked up Berserk.
Yeah,
because like the first 3, because like what's great about this is the first 3 volumes or 4 volumes.
4. 5th one goes into the farm.
Is a prequel.
Yeah.
This is the prequel. This is the Golden Age arc.
69th chapter is just called End of Prologue. I think you're just like, what? That was the fucking prologue.
And then here's the rest.
It's kind of like One Piece, where it's like, okay, now that was all a prologue. Now we're gonna fight.
So you know the Grand Line arc.
Yeah.
That was the prologue. Here's the New World arc.
Yeah. That was all a fucking prequel.
Here's the first arc. No, but like with Vinland Saga, it's like it starts. You get hooked into this like revenge story and wanting Thorfinn to kill Askeladd and get his revenge, and then like that gets taken away from him. It gets taken away from you as a reader, and then now you have to read the next chapter and be like, so then what does Thorfinn do now?
Yeah, what does he do?
What do we do as readers? And you see him struggling with.
And even though I feel like the battles later on are more small scale compared to the earlier chapters, they actually feel bigger because you're emotionally attached to the new side characters and Thorfinn. Like, even though they're smaller set battles, they still feel big for what it means to the character.
And it's also just like, it's not like, it's no longer like,
and incredibly historically accurate. Like, the dude does his fucking research.
And like, while it's like, well, in the first arc, you're like, yeah, we want Thorfinn to succeed because we want him to save his dad.
Mm-hmm.
The fights, the not the fights, but the action sequences that happen in the recent chapters, the second half of the story means a lot more because you don't want him to become what he used to be.
Yeah.
Because you saw what he was,
Mhm.
what kind of person he became.
Yeah. I think it's one of the best character narratives just in media, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does such a good job at like just grabbing you
Mm-hmm.
and subverting you and
Also, like,
throwing you for a loop.
actions and consequences. There's a character who I won't say, one with the crossbow, that like is directly affected by Thorfinn's
Well, not
past.
just her, other
Yeah,
characters,
and also other characters.
There are
just
other
her,
characters
by example. And
there
like,
are so many different ways that Thorfinn's actions have affected other people.
Mhm.
There's this one dude who is this little kid who has a fucking staff and is really it could have been just as strong as Thorfinn back in his day,
Mhm.
and is like wants to fight Thorfinn.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you're the best fighter. I want to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And Thorfinn's like, I don't want to do that anymore.
And
That's not
like
me anymore.
A little version of Thorfinn being like, Askeladd, what's my reward? I want to kill you. And Askeladd's like, oh, fine, okay, fine. Just do this task for me. I'm going to beat your ass. Or whatever. Yeah.
So, Vinland Saga.
It's just so
Fucking
funny
awesome.
how he goes from edgy boy now later chapters. He's like, has a lot more like it's fun to see the progression of the character because he goes from edgy long hair boy to a Naruto run down the fucking hill to like a very clean shaven, very like
Dude,
I'm
to
willing
fucking
to
like
move on.
1980s shonen character,
yeah.
fucking like looking like Jotaro Kujo
Yeah.
from fucking JoJo's.
Mhm.
All right,
Last one,
the big boy.
the
I
biggest.
wanted to leave One Piece last
Mhm.
because I think we should do a One Piece arc video.
You'll do a tier list of all.
Because I'm
One
caught
Piece
up with
arc.
it all. We both
Oh, you are caught up. Okay, good.
I'm on the most recent chapter.
Mhm.
I know that you said One Piece isn't a 10 out of 10, and I can understand that.
Mhm.
One Piece is goated.
It is goated. No,
One
it is
Piece
good.
is
I just
peak shonen.
there are for me a 10 out of 10 has to be like nearly perfect.
Yes,
And
there are crappy arcs.
Yeah.
Yes, there's
Thriller
shitty
Bark
arcs.
is just like
the fucking arc where he has an afro for some reason. Yes.
oh, that
sucks.
one is just full filler, but it is canon. That's the only difference. Foxland? Fox?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That's how bad the arc is.
But like it does like it has a ton of payoffs. Like if you're always paying attention, there's shit that happened in chapter like hockey is first shown when Shanks stares at that giant beast thing coming after him. Like within the first two chapters, and then like it gets paid off way further down the line. Yeah, One Piece is absolutely good. I think it's the best of I will say not generic shonen jump, but just shonen in general. It's the like people like big three like Naruto, Bleach, and stuff. It's always going to be One Piece. Like, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, it's One Piece.
I can't believe I used to be a guy who was like, yeah, Naruto's way better than One Piece and Bleach.
Because you were a Naruto fan, and Naruto fans are famous for being like, hey, should I start this new series? I think I'm just going to watch Naruto again.
No, that's my brother. You know what's really pissing me off? So I gave my Shonen Jump app to my brother to like use it. And this motherfucker, he's been reading. It's like I'll look and see like continue
What
reading.
yeah.
And I see like One Piece. I haven't read the most recent chapter yet.
Mhm.
And I went up to him one day and I was like, "Hey man, have you been reading One Piece?"
Mhm.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm just reading the most recent arc."
Ugh.
I'm like, "No,
No, you got to experience the whole thing.
Read it all.
Worth it.
Alabasta,
Yeah.
Water 7.
You can't say
Oh
anything.
my god, Arlong
If you're one
Park.
of these people,
Dude,
listen.
when Luffy's like,
Yeah.
when Luffy's like, say it, tell me to help you.
Yeah.
Please help me, Luffy.
Yeah.
No problem. And then the gang is just
The
like,
gang is there.
the gang is like,
so good.
you boys ready? And then it's like you can just feel the silence coming over because you're just like, oh, they're all pissed.
Yeah.
Luffy's pissed.
Uh-huh.
And he gave up his hat.
Yeah.
He gave up his treasure.
Mhm.
He said, "This is my treasure."
Yeah.
And then gave it to Nami like it was nothing.
Or just
Dude, Luffy's goated.
the Mary burning down and then the Mary talking to the crew. I'm just like, every time it gets me choked up every time.
Dude, when Zolo was like, "No, Luffy,
Yeah.
Usopp is dead to us now."
And in the manga translation, it's Zolo, okay? Zolo. I know it's Zoro in the anime and stuff. I don't know what happened in the translation, but it is Zolo in the manga.